burden's put on us to increase your fees, even though most of what you're going to collect is for the benefit of the school district or the
That is
town.
true. That's true.
And what I was persuaded by was that I think you indicated that the Council Rock School District only compensates you at a rate of, I think you said $2.05
Per tax bill.
school tax bill, whereas other school districts run up to $3.50 or so.
That's correct.
And if someone were to look on the internet, you'd find that other municipalities in Bucks County charge, runs the gamut from about $15 to up to $35. And it looked to me like 25 seemed to be about the most common figure.
I didn't really look at it to see what the average was. I didn't see the 15 amount. I thought the range was 20 to 40, but
Okay, 20 to 40, okay.
yeah.
And, but I think you made the point that in the Council Rock School District, because that 205 is lower that you collect for school district purposes than other school districts, the somewhat higher fee somewhat compensates Council Rock tax collectors for that discrepancy. Is that true?
Well, again, I also mentioned at the work session that I don't know a lot of the history behind the tax cert fees and, which collectors, how those tax cert fees were raised over the years, if there was ever a time where there was a jump for the Council Rock School District as compared to Central Bucks. Central Bucks tends to be on the lower side, and they're the ones that get $3.50 a tax bill. So I think there is a bit of a correlation between the compensation from the school districts and the amounts of the tax cert fees. But again, I don't know. I really can't. It's a trend that I saw. It's something I just happened to notice, but I don't really know the history so much to be able to say that that's absolutely the case. I did mention also in the work session that, well, I don't know how much you guys really need to know. But it's, in the Council Rock School District, the tax collectors do actually have, and it does not relate to property taxes, though, and it's not information that's even in a tax cert. But we also do have this, the per capita and occupation tax bill, which we collect, and that's year-round. We don't close out on that on December 31st, and it doesn't get handed over to the county and to tax claim. We're collecting that all year round, and those bills are also at $2.05 a piece. And we as collectors are constantly getting the additions, the changes, the deletions, the exonerations, for which we're only compensated $2.05 per addition. So so there is, to compare apples to apples, I really think as far as the tax cert fees go, you really do just compare within the Council Rock School District those fees that those collectors get.
And your compensation otherwise from the borough, am I right, is 3.5% of the borough property taxes actually collected?
It's all public record. I may as well just, yeah. I earn I'm doing my income tax returns. I earn $21,000 a year. That's what will show up. So, when I'm talking about these tax cert fees, and I gave you the numbers of what I do approximately a year, it'll add, it adds a few grand onto that. So even though what's that?
It seemed it was actually probably a little less. I think you said 77 one year, 120 some the other year, times $15.
Yeah. So you're right that I don't. You guys aren't getting paid. I am getting paid, but I just do think you need to understand that the living wage that you refer to is not really what I'm earning, and as opposed to, a real job, I get no benefits. I get nothing. I don't get any health benefits. I don't get any pensions. I don't get any of those other beautiful perks that everybody working in this building would get. So, I am asking for an increase, but in my view, I'm not asking for a lot.
And I didn't mean it in any way to say you
Okay.
get paid and all that stuff. You're performing a job that this is the way we do it in Pennsylvania. Otherwise, a tax collector may be hired like we hire the borough secretary or the borough treasurer, or may be contracted with like we contract with the solicitor and the engineer. So that was the only point in pointing out that it is a paid position, and you're paid from a variety of sources, including the school district, the borough, the county, and is the tax certification fee the only fee that flows directly to you?
Well, there's actually a duplicate bill fee too, that it can be paid. It's a little more complicated. There's a resolution that covers that. That when mortgage companies approach tax collectors for, the property taxes, what's due, per property, there is a duplicate bill fee. But I'm kind of hit or miss with that as far as.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's all I have, unless you want to add something.
Does anyone else have questions for tax collector?
Yeah, Judy, you gave the number of, you said was a public record of 21,000 for last year for 2009? Okay. Just to get a sense of the time, I guess, what would you say is your average on a weekly basis over 52 weeks that you put in terms of hours?
That was something I wanted to know for myself. And in 2008, I thought, okay, I'm not going to do this because I taught myself how to do this job. And so I knew I was putting in a lot more time than what was really just required if I had training and I knew exactly what I was doing. 2009, I said to myself, okay, I really want to see, because I think I'm probably earning below minimum wage. Okay. So I thought I would do that in 2009, but it's to calculate that out and the amount of time that I'm sitting on my computer doing tax collector work versus a multitude of other things. I've just never been disciplined enough to actually sit down and try to figure out, on a day-to-day basis, how much time I'm putting in. I will tell you, in January, after I filed my lien report, and up until getting ready for this current tax cycle that we're in right now, getting my bills out by March 1, I had a nice break. And I didn't put in a whole lot of time. I put in time every day because I get my messages, I return my messages, I get mail every day, as Marcia can attest to. I do work every day, but it's really light. It was very light in January, February. Now, it's not light anymore. When I'm in when I'm in the 2 months discount period, it gets heavy. And then, and then it just kind of carries on through the rest of the year because, I'm collecting March, April at discount for county borough. And then I'm collecting at face through June. And a lot of people shoot to pay at face. And then, July 1, it's all the school real estate. And everyone aged 18 years of age or older in Newtown Borough gets a per capita occupation tax bill. So I'm swamped in the summer. I'm very, very busy in the summer. And as I was alluding to before, because the school district doesn't allow us to close out our books on the per capita occupation, I'm actually going to be collecting, let me get it right. I'm collecting 2009, 2010 per capita occupation still now, and I will do that through July. And July 1, I'll start collecting 2010, 2011 per capita occupation taxes too. So that gets really busy. I'm collecting through end of August at discount for school, end of October at face for school, and then through the end of the year, a lot of people just try to get their payments in, and that's my year.